slave trade was going on, right, what the people were doing was they were going directly to the head of the tribe, etc. They're saying, we will offer you guns, you let us have these people. We'll make you strong, right? You can control a bigger area, but we need so many people. And,
But here we are now, though. We have real problems which have arisen because of all this in Western Europe, in North America, and they have to.
And then they say it's not our fault.
Well, that's a politician's way out.
Yeah.
The problems have to be resolved because you see, vast segments of the human race are massively poor. You cannot solve anything by having mass immigration of those people into Europe or America because there simply isn't the means. The earth produces what it produces in the localities of where those people are coming from, and that's where the remedy needs to be.
Needs to be, of course.
And we need to crack that nut.
But maybe God is working in a different way. Now, the birth rate of Europe, the birth rate of America, the birth rate of Scandinavian countries, etc., is much, much below the replacement rate. Okay.
Yeah.
UK, I think, is 1.14 or something like that, right? Italy, etc., is maybe just 1, right? Which means you need 2.1 births per couple, right, to have a stable population. When you have 1 point something or less than 1, your population is declining. Your people in the older age range is growing. More pension, less people working. So you need immigration.
I wouldn't say that, you know.
Okay,
I wouldn't
what would
say
you
that.
say? You need people to have more babies, the local population.
Yeah, there are some measures that some nations have taken in the West to try and improve that. Hungary, France, but
In England right now, what they are saying, we're not giving the third child benefit. 2 is enough. Whereas they're not even having 2.
Do you know what? Actually, I just tell you this thing, just interesting.
But it's mostly designed for the outsider. For the outsider community, not for the British community. Outside community, let me tell you that.
What? The people in England, they have more than 2 children?
The benefit people who are on the benefit.
No,
yes,
no.
I'm telling you that.
You cannot discriminate
let's
like
hold on. Let's just in Georgia, you know, little Georgia near Russia.
Yeah.
There, the patriarch, because it's a very Christian, Orthodox Christian country, Georgia. And the patriarch said, every third child I will personally baptize. And that creates the population boom. But there we go, that's where you've got a strong religion like that. But anyway, and my point is, we need to get a state of affairs where we push the feminism to one side, make it easier for women to have kids but not lose employment options, but make it more socially acceptable for them.
Scandinavia has had this before.
Acceptable not to be going into the workforce,
Yeah.
and actually Christianise the media. Because you see, with an unchristian media, one's feeding the heads of little boys and little girls with the very things that will stop them settling down and having families. And one's got to kind of get back to traditional family life. Now, England was there just when I was born. It's declined from there in my early years. It's not so many years to get back to that, but it has to do that.
Financially, right? When you look at housing costs, when you look at childcare costs, when you look at both parents having to work to afford to live and have a holiday once in a while and pay the TV license and all the new technologies that we are being hooked into, mobile phone contracts and Spotify and YouTube and Netflix and Prime and everything. It's left children out of the priority.
So the state needs to organise its funds so that it promotes family life. That's all it can do. But that's my way of seeing it, because I think if say we get immigration, more immigration. Those immigrants grow older. They get older. So then you need more immigration until you get the problem of fertility.
No.
Or would you say those immigrants will have fertility at a higher level?
Yeah, they will have fertility at a higher level, right? And the immigrant mindset or culture is hard work and improving their life because they have come from very low base, so they want to achieve the higher base. Whereas the local culture, they have come from a stable base, and for them to stay stable and maybe get higher is acceptable. But the immigrant, they have much more of a climb to do, and because of that, they work harder.
I think that's been true quite historically since World War II. I'm not sure how true it is right now.
Well, I think because of the big corporations.
It's an interesting point. But
they've made it such that housing costs and low wages.
Yeah, shall I give you an alternative? Milton Friedman, who was the famous monetarist and economist, he said in America in the early 20th century, people rose. But he said, if you have a welfare state though, that changes everything. Now they're coming, they'll get the benefits. Whereas before, there were no benefits to get. So you work, and you get up that way. His parents did that. They came from Eastern Europe like a lot of Jews like him. But my position is, anyway, as we get to today, that we simply, I value the French culture, the Spanish culture, the Italian culture, the English culture, and so on, German culture. I don't want to lose them. So I don't want all this extra immigration, which will basically see these cultures disappear. Now, culture is
evolve.
They do evolve, and there's no absolute value in a culture, because after all, I'm a Catholic. It's like we're here for 70 years or 80 years. So what, But still, my view is that you don't see that swamped.
English